Hey, podcast listeners. It's your girl, Dils Victoria here, host of What's Your Brand? What's Your Brand Story? And I have an amazing guest. This is the second time around we're trying to do this shit. The first time I tried to do it on Twitch and try to go live with it, and I thought it was going to save, but apparently that didn't happen. But I don't believe in coincidences and everything happens for a reason. And maybe it wasn't the right time. And I think like right now is the right time.
Yes.
So I have another plus curvy woman, such as myself, that is confident and walks in her truth and does all the things and is an amazing representation of what a full silhouette is supposed to look like and feel like. Christy Taylor, how are you today? And thank you so much for coming on my podcast. Appreciate you because I did yours and I had a wonderful time. So I wanted to, reciprocate and return the favor.
Yes. Hi. It's so nice to be here. So nice to see you again.
You too. So tell everybody who you are and what you do.
All right. So I am redesigning plus size mannequins and what plus size mannequins are supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm.
What I believe it's supposed to look like is a real body. If we look at plus size mannequins today, it looks nothing like a real person by any.
It certainly does not look like a real person. I don't know how they came up with these shapes and sizes and logistics because it looks nothing like what I look like. So,
And it looks nothing like what I look like either. So it's like, um, yeah. I believe that more people who are actually plus size deserve to have that representation in public
hmm,
rather than being shunned out of public,
exactly.
always being told to shop online.
Right. So, how did you come upon this mission or purpose, I should call it, where it came to utilizing your voice and your um, image and your curves and so on and so forth to create such a powerful movement when it comes to plus curvy women?
So, I'm sorry if I'm sweating a little bit. I'm in my garage.
It's okay.
So honestly, it came to me like an epiphany. It was like I had this idea and then I just couldn't stop thinking about it and talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember the actual day. It was just like this needs to happen. Why is
Mm-hmm.
like I started doing more research and trying to look for like maybe they've updated it a little bit, which Nike has tried. I'm gonna give them a little bit of credit because they've tried and given a little bit of but they got a little tummy. It's there. Not enough still. It's still not enough, even in the slightest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like I don't even remember the day. I just started doing my research and I was like, this is not being talked about. No one is trying to reinvent this. So I feel like I have to be the person. If like I'm the only one thinking about this, like I have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So ever since then I was just like laying awake at night on how to do this and I just started doing my own interviews of other plus size people and just being like, what are your actual experiences? Because the more voices that we get out there, hopefully they can start to be heard.
Cool. I love that concept that you wanted to interview other plus curvy women to get their take on things, their experience. And I looked at some of your videos, and I had a lot in common with the other women that you interviewed. And we were saying the same thing. And, we feel as if though like our voices are not being heard, we're not being seen authentically. And some of the different styles and fashion that they have is just fucking old lady ish. I don't want to wear flowers. you know
Yeah.
I don't want to just have on something that's just like straight down where you can't see none of my curves. I want to show a little cleavage, a little boobage here and there. I don't have a butt, I have a little cup under, but still yet I want something that still fluctuates my shape and whatnot. And I don't think that they were doing any of that, and they're still not doing any of that. They're, like you said, there's a little bit happening because even when you go to like Lane Bryant, I feel like I can't fit into Lane Bryant clothes because some of the clothing is too big for me. So, what was your experience like when it comes to like trying on outfits when you go to these different stores and you can't find something that fits you properly? Maybe it's too big or too small. Like, what do you go through?
Oh man, it triggers anxiety, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Shopping in general triggers some anxiety, but when I've tried to shop at plus size stores, for one, it's always way too expensive. I'm always looking
Mm-hmm.
at the price before I even try it on. And then I'm like, okay, I finally found something that's like within a shirt for like maybe $25 that I'm willing to
Mm-hmm.
open my wallet for. It's like, all right, let me try this on. And then it's too big here, too big here, too small here. Does it
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's like, who's designing these? Because it
Men.
makes me wonder, someone designed this, put this through a whole system of people with all these process of it actually getting to the rack.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wonder how many of those people that saw that design before it got to the rack were actually plus size.
Right.
And honestly, I genuinely think that maybe one.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe
Mm-hmm.
the original designer who just drew what the designer was going to make. It's like it's so disconnected,
Mm-hmm.
and it just really makes me question the system. It's like, what's happening here? Because it's really just all for profit and
Absolutely.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really
Mm-hmm.
thinking about who's going to wear these things. So when I go shopping, those are the kind of things I'm thinking about. It's like, what is happening here? I
Mm-hmm.
just have so many questions.
I agree with you 100%. I remember one time I found a cute little jumper at Lane Bryant and I went into the dressing room and it didn't fit me the way I wanted it to fit me. And I tried three different sizes. Either one size was too big, one size was too small, nothing fit me right. And
Yeah.
so when I went to go and check the price, it was like $86. And I'm like, the fuck you doing with 80? Why? For what?
For one jumper. It's not even
Yes.
two for one or like buy one
Mm-mm.
for one free. No, no,
It's one. One.
it's so not worth it for me. That's why I
Yeah.
shop at thrift stores. To be honest with you, I
Oh,
just
yeah, same.
like I don't even bother with the actual
Mm-hmm.
like going to the mall. I'll walk around, but my wallet's not.
Yeah. I understand. I shop at thrift stores too because they're affordable and especially if you're on a budget, you're not
Mhm.
trying to spend a whole bunch of money and so on and so forth. And they're great quality stuff. And so for me, like I love shopping. I bought these jeans that I have on at a thrift store,
Oh
and it
yeah.
fits so nice. And it was like $4.99, and it was button up, and it fit me so perfectly, and it was high waisted. So I
Hmm.
was like, shit, if I could find more stuff like that at the thrift store, that's where I'm gonna go get my stuff.
Exactly. And sometimes they're even like stretched out in the right places. Where oh,
Yes,
it was only worn a couple times, but it's stretched out just perfectly for me. It was
exactly. Exactly, for sure. Thank you for reminding me because I was thinking about this morning that it's August and going in September and winter's around the corner here in Savannah soon, so I have to buy some more stuff. And I was like, where am I going to get my stuff? And I completely remembered thrift shop is down the street. Let's go get that.
Yep. Yeah, I had to do me some thrift shopping not too long ago.
Mhm.
So
So, what is your goal with full silhouette? Like, what is this? Where do you want to see this movement going in the future?
to put it in little words, I really just want to change the future of
Hmm.
representation. I want to change what the idea of beauty looks like in the fashion industry.
Hmm.
Because there's such a standard right now to where it's like if you go over this body type or shape, you're like
Hmm.
obese and unhealthy.
Hmm.
But in reality, you can actually be big and healthy,
Hmm.
but people don't want to grasp that. I see so many comments of people on others' pages who are a little bit bigger,
Hmm.
and it's all just like fat shaming.
Yeah, it's sad that it's a lot of fat shaming going on. You're right.
Yeah, like I know that the revolution of actually redesigning a plus size mannequin is going to make a lot of
Hmm.
people go crazy because a lot of people
Hmm.
are going to want to accept it.
Hmm.
But I think that's kind of the point,
Mm-hmm.
along with everything else in history. The things that people don't want to accept are kind of the things that need to be changed. So
Mm-hmm.
along with that, I just kind of want to be one of those people who has at least made one person feel accepted in the world, and felt like I can go out in public and just shop for what I want to wear
Mm-hmm.
and find it. Like,
Exactly.
is that so hard? And to start with mannequins and to force the stores to dress those mannequins in a way that those mannequins look cute,
Mm-hmm.
so that someone who looks like one of my mannequins can come in and be like, oh my God, I'm here, I'm seen,
Right.
actually shop here. It's going to get them more business. It's going to
Mm-hmm.
have more people coming through the door. It's like, I mean, to be honest, like, yeah, in little words, I just want to change the future. Like, it needs to change.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So, what would you say would be that special, unique quality about you that you can offer the world where it comes to changing humanity and changing humanity's views when it comes to a plus curvy woman?
I think, so you said, sorry, can you rephrase your question one more time?
What makes you unique, and what's special about you that can actually, pivot the change that you're looking to see within the world?
So for me, I feel like starting at mannequins is a completely different route than how everyone else has been going about it.
Mm-hmm.
And being seen in that way is so much different than being seen on social media every that everyone else is doing, like motivational
Mm-hmm.
quotes and all these other like I feel like
Right.
basic surface level
Bullshit.
thing. Yeah, it's not genuine. And I feel like starting with mannequins and how I'm doing it,
Mm-hmm.
using real people, I'm designing
Mm-hmm.
from real bodies,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that those bodies are also in relation to a lot of other people's bodies. If that one person is walking alone, shopping, feeling negatively about themselves because they've already went through 10 stores,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to see my mannequin and see my face probably next to it, because I want to show that shit off. And they're going to be like, "Oh my god, someone finally relates to me." I just want to be that person that someone
Mm-hmm.
can finally relate to,
Mm-hmm.
and be the ear that no one has
Yeah.
actually been listened to yet. So, I think that's what sets me apart, is I'm just doing it differently than everybody else. I haven't seen
Agreed.
anybody do it the way that I'm going about it yet. So,
Mm-hmm. No, I haven't either. I haven't either. So, let me ask you this. When was that defining moment when you accepted your body entirely as it is?
I actually have to give a lot of credit to my fiance for that. Um, he's been a huge part of my life in accepting my body and how I look. Because when I am negative about myself, he's doesn't even listen. He like, it's funny because some people would be like, "Oh, he's not listening to me. He's not feeling sorry for me." But if he was feeling sorry for me, he's gonna perpetuate that negative thought.
Mm-hmm.
He just changes subject. He's just like, let's just talk about something else. That's like not even in. Why are you talking about that? Why does that even?
Yeah.
And I had to keep stopping myself, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I look great. I look perfect
Mm-hmm.
in how I am. And the fact that he kept reassuring me with that, and I had that person next to me that was at least giving me those positive thoughts of like, you're doing fine. No matter what you look
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm always going to accept you. And it's okay to have your weight fluctuate a little bit on one side and a little bit on the other. If one boob is sagging lower than the other, it's okay, because it's a body. We're all human. We're all going to we're not gonna look the same 10
Mm-hmm.
years from now,
Mm-hmm.
especially because we didn't look the same 10 years ago. So
Absolutely.
the fact that I've had that reassurance to keep me having those positive thoughts and being like, I am okay, this is fine.
Mm-hmm.
That was a huge help. And I think that's where a lot of people need that help and they need that
Mm-hmm.
reassurance if no one else is telling them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that little voice, that always consistent voice needs you need that like that positive reassurance is
Mm-hmm.
really key, no matter where it comes from, really.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a beautiful thing that you have someone in your life that is seeing you for who you are, seeing your potential, seeing your imperfections, and still seeing those things about you as perfect, and encourages you to see yourself as perfect as well, because you are perfect just the way that you are. So, you know, with what you're doing with Full Silhouette, what is the one memorable compliment or comment that you've received from someone who is experiencing this movement with you?
it was probably whenever I showed my friend the first design of what a mannequin is going to look like,
Mm-hmm.
and her reaction of being like, that's me. Like, I want to cry every single time that I think about it, because it's like
Yeah.
that was the first time that she was really seen.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to have more reactions like that, where it's like, oh, that's me. I'm shopping and that's me right now. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna shop here. I'm gonna buy what's on that mannequin right now, or I'm gonna like,
Yeah.
excites people. And that's really what I'm after, is that reaction of like, oh my God, I'm seeing
Right.
her once. That's like
Yeah.
that's what gets me going, really.
That's the most amazing feeling when you're creating something to better society, humanity in a whole, and you get that type of reaction when someone's like, "Wow, I finally feel seen, heard, valued, validated, and understood by just you creating something so powerful." And sometimes we don't even realize when we're creating something so powerful until the person brings it to our attention.
Yeah,
That's cool.
100%.
Good stuff. So, but thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. I'm glad that we were able to do this again. So, can you tell everyone where they could find you, connect with you, so they can continue to watch your journey as you create this powerful gift that you're offering us plus curvy women?
Yeah, so I am at Full Silhouette Mannequins, or Full Dot Silhouette everywhere, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. If you want to follow me, I would love to follow you back. And I also have a little GoFundMe set up. So that's in my link tree on my Instagram. So, yeah, support is needed
Necessary.
for this. So, yep.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Good stuff. So thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And I love everything that you're doing and fully support here. And definitely will add your GoFundMe information and how to connect with you into the description box of the episode. And,
Great.
guys, make sure that you follow Full Silhouette and check out what Christy's doing, all the things that she has going on. She's an amazing human being, very, very powerful, plus curvy woman that's out here in these streets making it happen for us. Like she said, she had to be the one to do it. So she answered the call. Many are chosen, but few answer that call. And you're being a leader in your own right. And salute to you, celebrate you in all those ways, because it's so important, it's so necessary. So I'm glad that you decided to just like armor up and take on this task, because it's a really rewarding, however difficult task to try to move the needle in a different direction when it comes to society being open to change.
Yes,
Hmm.
100%. Thank you so much for this opportunity to even let me talk about.
Absolutely. Oh, of course, girl.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we were able to link up again. And just like you said at the beginning, like everything happens for a reason. So this
Yeah,
everything happens for a reason. Second time's a charm.
absolutely. All right. right, guys. Thank you so much once again for listening, podcast listeners, to What's Your Brand Story podcast. I am your host, Stills Victoria. Till next time, as always, when you wake up in the morning, be filled with gratitude. Live your life every single day, one day at a time, and just be your authentic self and have love and compassion towards yourself as you would other people. Talk to you guys soon.